so we can for them later on. So welcome to our Meet the TM6 class tonight. My name is Nat McFarlane and I am the local business development manager. So we have a team of 5 team leaders that look after an area from the Central Coast up to Newcastle, Port Stephens and the Hunter Valley. So we love what we do. We love sharing the Thermomix passion with everybody, and we're always looking for our customers and raving fans to come on board with us and become consultants alongside us, because we love sharing that with you and our customers. So my name is Nat McFarlane. I am joined tonight by my team leader, Kyra, team leader, Eve, and team leader, Katie. And tonight what we're going to do is we're going to show you the different functions of the TM6, because we do know that some of you are TM5 owners. Some of you have recently just purchased the TM6, which is really exciting. And there is some of you tonight that are still undecided as to whether the Thermomix is for you. So if you've got any questions, please come off mute, ask away, or pop it in the chat, and we will do the best we can to answer those questions for you. A little bit about me. I started with Thermomix around, I think, 8.5 years ago. I was a busy mum of 3 little kids under 4.5, and I was introduced to a Thermomix, and it made my life so much easier in the kitchen with 3 little kids, you know, running around under my feet. My husband is in the Air Force, so he was constantly going away, and I quickly realised that the Thermomix was a machine that I wanted to share with others. And so I picked up the phone and asked how to become a Thermomix consultant. A couple of weeks later, I signed up, and what I thought was going to be a very short time sharing the love of the Thermomix has now become my full-time career. So I did a massive flip on the event manager role, and no longer work in the event space, kind of do with this and cooking, but I now work for Thermomix full-time, and I never thought that that would be what I'd be doing 9 years after signing up as a casual consultant. So what I might do is I might introduce you to our consultants, and we'll get started. Like I said, if you've got any, not consultants, team leaders, if you've got any questions, please pop them in the chat or come off mute and ask away. So Katie, over to you.
Hello, everybody. I'm Katie. I'm in Killarney Vale, so on the Central Coast. Tonight I'm cooking the teriyaki chicken. Has anybody cooked it before? Kyra, can see one finger. Trace, no, that's not Tracy. Kerry. It's delicious. We actually had it for dinner tonight, so it was really yummy. So I'm going to cook it again, and there'll be leftovers for lunches tomorrow. So I've prepped everything. Now I've got the veggies ready to go. I have made some substitutions because there's things that we don't like. I also did use my nifty slicer to slice up the onions, carrots, zucchinis. Has anybody got one of these yet? They're available finally for a long-awaited wait. They're ready to go. So I highly recommend getting yourself one of these if you love a food processor. It's amazing. I love it. Okay, so start cooking. Now this recipe uses the high heat function, which is what I really love about the TM6. So first up, it's asking for 10 grams of olive oil. So that's going in. Then 250 grams of chicken thigh fillet. So that's going in too. We're just spreading it out around the blades. Okay. So splash guard is going to go in place to stop any oil from splashing. And that's going to saute for 5 minutes. So with the high heat, it's going to stop and start, and the chicken's going to sit on the bottom of the bowl. It's going to get up to temperature quite quickly, and it's going to start to sizzle, which you probably won't be able to hear, unfortunately, because Zoom kind of mutes out any background noise. And then the aroma that comes out when you get that caramelization of the chicken, it changes the taste and it changes the smell. It's amazing. I love it. It's sizzling. I don't know if you can hear that. Not yet. No, it is. I promise.
Katie, we show it a bit later on, so they will
Oh,
get
very good. Excellent. So this is going to go for 5 minutes. And that doesn't feel like a lot of time to cook all of that chicken, but it is, and that's all it takes because it gets really hot really quickly. It stirs itself every few seconds. So we've got 4 minutes to go of the sizzle.
Katie, what would you suggest if you wanted to do more than 250 grams of the chicken?
Thanks for asking. That's what I did tonight because I was feeding 5 of us. So I did that step twice. I took out the first 250, went back a step and did it again. And because it's only taking 5 minutes, it's an extra 5 minutes. So it doesn't take that much longer. Yeah, super easy. And then if you had more than that, you could repeat that step multiple times and cook as much chicken as you like. And the reason that you don't do more than 250 is because if there's too much in the bowl, it's going to start to stew and then you'll lose the whole effect of the high heat and the browning. You'll end up with too much liquid in there. Any other questions?
We can see it steaming behind you there, Katie.
Yes, see the steam coming out. It smells really good. I've cooked this before, but not for a very long time. And I've forgotten how delicious it is and how easy it is. There's minimal ingredients, super versatile. You can change up any of the veggies. So I swapped capsicum for zucchini. I like raw capsicum, not cooked. It goes a bit soggy. So I've got zucchini, snow peas, onion, broccoli, and carrot.
And I think that's the beauty of it, Katie. You know, you can actually add the veggies that suit you and what your family eat. And I absolutely love the fact that I know when I make stir fries not in the Thermomix, my stovetop is just a mess. Because I've got this and that and utensils, and it's just an absolute mess. And I love the fact that the Thermomix is just really compact and it's all in one.
Yeah, that's right. Cooking it on the stove, you can't walk away. You've got to be there, otherwise it's going to burn and stick, and it's not going to stir itself.
That's right. That's right. And I love the fact that you can have that caramelization in your Thermomix bowl. When you have that caramelization in a pan, all that caramelization also spits out all over the stovetop. So after cooking, you have to wipe it all down. And we're not saying that not to do it that way, but we do love the fact that we can do it so easily in the Thermomix.
Definitely. We've got 1:20 to go, not too far away. Has anybody made this before?
I have. It's absolutely delicious. Sharon has. Yes. You can't see anybody else because we've probably got a lot of people.
Tracy, myself, yeah. Yeah, there's a few people. It's one of the skinny mixes.
It is
really versatile ones, yeah.
Yes.
If people don't want to ask a question by coming off mute, by all means, pop it in the chat too, because we'll monitor the chat and we'll be able to answer any questions that come through that way if you like.
What about having a chat around the BBL, Katie?
Oh, well, second bowl, and guess what I've done in my second bowl? I cooked rice in it. So I actually used the rice mode. I love the rice mode on the TM6. It cooks just like a rice cooker would. So you put in the rice and the water directly into the bowl, and it stirs around and then it settles, and then the rice absorbs all of the liquid. So no basket, no thinking about time, temperature or speed. You literally turn the dial and it works it out for you based on what you've popped in the bowl. So as long as you know your rice quantities, then you're good to go. So that's why I love my second bowl. Cook the rice in it, then I set it aside, and then I can start cooking in my other bowl. Super handy. All right. So the next step, using tongs, transfer the chicken into a thermo server. So I have my lovely oval thermo server. A host reward. And I'm going to take that chicken out. Because we're using tongs so that I can leave all of the juices in the bowl, because that's going to be part of the sauce.
We can't see what you're doing. So are you able to show
Oh,
us?
sorry. I'm
Amazing.
just taking the chicken out, and I've left the
Perfect. That's what
you
we
can
wanted to
see
see.
the caramelization on the bottom of the bowl. That's flavor.
Yeah, it's so good, isn't it, Katie? And the fact that that goes into your sauce, just takes it to the next level, doesn't it?
Sure does. Okay, next step. So it's asking me to scrape the bowl just to release some of those stuck bits. So I'm just giving that a bit of a scrape to loosen all those little bits that are on the bottom.
And for those that have a TM5 spatula, the old spatula that's hard, that's really good for when you have to scrape the bottom of the bowl. Don't you agree, Katie? Whereas
That's what I just used.
I do love the new spatula for the fact that it is a bit more flexible, but when it comes to scraping, our old TM5 spatulas are the best.
Definitely. So next we've got the echallots and then 100 grams of red capsicum, but I've got the zucchini, and then 50 grams of carrot, snow peas there, and broccoli. So I pre-weighed all this while I was cooking my dinner, so I know that that is all the correct amount. So all of that goes in. Whoops, I think there's a bit of carrot. And 20 grams of olive oil. So dribble that in. It's a very slow drizzle. Next, and again, we're going to do the high heat. So flash guard goes on. And we've got 5 minutes of cooking the veggies. So again, it's going to start sizzling and caramelizing those veggies. And once this 5 minutes is done, the next step, what I love also, you can't really see it, but preview, it's telling me I can skip ahead and see what to do next. So if I want to be organized, I can see that the veggies are going to go in with the chicken, and then scrape the base again. And it says, scrape it well. We're going to deglaze any caramelization in the next step. And who loves this? Do not clean the mixing bowl. That would be my favorite sentence in a recipe.
That's my favorite.
Absolutely.
And I do love the preview function, I must say. I do
love it.
A fair bit.
Yeah, so we can skip ahead. And the next step really is just adding the sauce ingredients and cooking for 3 minutes. So there's only a total of 8 minutes cook time left to make an amazing stir fry. It's amazing. It really is delicious.
And you've stood there talking to us here where you could have gone and
I could have, been unstacking.
had a glass of wine.
Had a glass of wine. Could have even had a really quick shower. 5-minute shower.
All right. Well, Katie, what we might do is, are you happy if we just keep
go to the next person
in the background? And what we'll do is we'll move over to Eve, who is going to show us another amazing mode of the Thermomix. And I'm just going to spotlight you, Eve, and remove spotlight.
Yeah, sorry, I've got a bit of screen interference here, but anyway, I'm going to do the peanut butter and chocolate custard. I'm not sure if anyone's made this. It's a TM6 one, but there was also instructions in the anniversary cookbook. So Thermomix creating something incredible. So custard is one of those first things that was ever really, made to showcase the Thermomix. And we have got a thickening mode, which is really great because you can actually, just get the ingredients to just be stirred, and it's really intuitive there. Oh, Kerry thinks that the recipe's amazing. Yeah, it's really cool. It's really yummy. So what we're going to do first is just head into my weekly plan. We're going to start cooking. And the first thing we want to do is just weigh some chocolate in. So about 50 grams of dark chocolate. Now I'm just using some leftover Easter eggs. Does anyone have any Easter eggs? We're still going through them.
I was with somebody today and we actually coated the banana and oat muesli bars with some chocolate. And
yum.
it was actually the leftover Easter eggs and we just popped them in the thermi and melted it. It was awesome.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. So, oh, sorry, it's really not showing that up close today. So I might just put it there so you can still just, I'll just make sure I'm saying everything. We can have a closer look maybe later. Okay, so I'm just popping my chocolate aside and then we're going to weigh in some raw sugar to taste, 40 to 50 grams. I've got some Rapadura sugar. It's not brown sugar. It's just sort of an unrefined sugar. You can increase, decrease, depending on how sweet your chocolate is and what your preferences are. And then we're going to put a little bit of corn flour in. So with this, you're just throwing everything in. So about 15 grams of corn flour to thicken. And we're going to put about 500 grams of milk. You can use a dairy-free milk. My husband's lactose intolerant, but he doesn't like custard. So just going to use some normal milk today, 500 grams. And a teaspoon of natural vanilla extract. I actually don't have any, but I've got some vanilla bean, dried vanilla bean. What's it called? Pure vanilla bean ground up already. So I'm going to pop a little bit of that in. And
Sydney.
what was that? Sorry? Or is that a background thing?
I think
We've
that's
got
a
couple of eggs. And okay, so that's our main ingredient. So it's going to just start the thicken mode. All you have to do is just turn the dial to start, and there's no time. It'll work out how cold your ingredients are, and it'll just keep going until the temperature's done. So with a custard, it does it at 80 degrees. If you were cooking a bechamel with thicken mode, you would have it on 100 degrees to cook the flour off. And it's a really cool mode. You know, there's some zabloni, some desserts you could do, lemon curd. It's really fantastic. And also some beautiful hollandaise sauces and things like that. So I found that I do love just throwing everything in and then just turning the dial. You don't have to set time, temperature, speed when you've got the thicken mode happening. Well, that's probably 10 minutes now, it's saying on the screen. So some of the other steps we're going to do is just pretty much blend in some peanut butter later. We're going to take out a third of the custard and just pour it on the chocolate and stir that up. And we're going to try and layer it a bit. I'm not being really fancy tonight because we're just waiting for this for dessert. So you can layer it up really pretty. One of the suggestions is to actually put some peanut brittle to serve. So it's a TM6 high heat, the sugar stages mode. So if anyone's got a TM6 and hasn't made the peanut brittle, you should. It's up there with honeycomb. It's something really yummy and easy to do without having to stand at the stovetop and do that. Yeah, so while that's just doing a cook, I can quickly just mention that it's on Cookie Do This recipe. So chocolate, peanut butter and chocolate custard. But it's if
I've
you
just
don't
added it
have
into the chat as well, Eve.
yeah, oh fantastic. Yeah. So you know, there's different it can be, you know, made in all the modes, but the one we've chosen today is the TM6 one to just use the thicken mode and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just showing again additive-free chocolate without custard powder. For those TM5 owners, we have a limited time host reward offer on until the 18th of June. While there's the upgrade offer going on, which I think we're going to get more info into, but you can actually host a cooking experience or demo with your consultant and you know, have a look at some of the stuff and get yourself a cook key to actually connect your TM5 to Cookie Do. You know, with the upgrade offer, there's the chance to keep your TM5 and you might want to gift it to someone else, you know, a family member when you upgrade. So just be aware that there is something you might want to talk, you might be on tonight to with a couple of people to be able to get that that host reward option as well.
And I think it's
Yeah,
really
what do
important.
people?
Sorry, Eve,
Anyone
I'm
wants
just
to-
gonna
sorry?
step in. A lot of the TM5 owners, if you do have TM5 owners on here tonight that don't have a TM6, having access to Cookie Do is really fantastic. I have had a lot of conversations quite recently where a lot of our customers have still got the old chips and that's all they use. They don't use anything else. But having that access to Cookie Do, you can do that through the Cook Key, and that is a host reward currently, like Eve was talking about. So we also have Cookie Do sessions available for you. So especially if you're not feeling confident with Cookie Do and how it all works, we absolutely can email you the Cookie Do sessions that we have on coming up. So if you'd like to get a little bit more familiarized with how to Cookie Do works, you can jump along to one of our workshops. Sorry, Eve, I'll stop talking.
Yeah. So you might have, I'm not sure if Zoom's blocked it out, but there was just a sudden change in the Thermomix, where it's starting to really spin and blend a bit more. So it's got about 5 minutes left. And so it's really going to just make sure it's really smooth and just take all the guesswork out of making that a perfect custard.
Michelle
does
just
anyone-
put in the chat that she's got a TM5 and she's got a cookie and she loves Cookie Do. What the difference with the TM5 and the TM6 is that you've got the cook key actually built into the TM6, so we can do live searches of recipes, which is one of the major differences between a TM5 and a TM6.
Yeah, you just swipe across and you can see. I've just got probably the settings on. I need to show.
Go into your settings and then just
settings and just set it down for
change
glare.
the lighting of the glare, and you might be able to see it a
Yeah.
bit better. Being able to search Cookie Do live is pretty amazing, and you can filter and all that sort of stuff. It's such a huge innovation that they've made with the brand new TM6, that's for sure.
And I think that was
Yeah,
what
see-
Marlene has popped in the chat with the Cook Key work with the TM6. So the TM6 already has like an inbuilt Cook Key already in it. So that's the beauty of the TM6.
Yeah, the great thing is you don't have to sync. You don't need to access Wi-Fi to sync your Cook Key. With the TM6, it's just always connecting. So you can be on your phone, watching TV or whatever, and adding things to your weekly planner or your Cook Now, or finding, dessert or something to cook. And it does it automatically. With the TM5, there's a bit of a wait sometimes. You've got to really make sure you sync it. So it's a lot quicker. The screen's bigger, and you can do, searching while you're actually cooking as well. So that's probably the main difference with that as well, with the Cook Key versus the thing. But it's really, definitely use Cookie Do if you don't have it already. It's amazing.
Thanks, Eve. So how much longer left on your recipe?
I'm just going to head back to it. It's still got about four minutes or so. So happy to go somewhere else. And
Katie's got a hand up, ready to go. So we might move over
come back and go back to Katie. Yeah.
Thanks, Eve.
The stir fry veggies.
They look so good, Katie.
They look and they smell even better. So in with the chicken. They go. I'm just popping them in the thermo server. And there's a bit more caramelization. I'll show you once I get everything out. See all that?
Wow,
All
that's
brown
flavor.
It is flavour. So that's all just all in the thermo server, hiding in there, staying nice and warm. So
Don't
the
you
next
just
step-
love how your vegetables don't overcook? They're just
Yeah, they're
cooked to
perfect.
perfection every
Yeah.
time.
Definitely. Okay, so ginger, fresh ginger going in. Garlic. That's
So
10
this
grams.
is the sauce part, Katie, is it?
This is the sauce part. So we're just chopping the garlic and ginger. That's the first step. You could add some chili if you want, if you like it spicy. Add a bit of chili. So speed 7 for 8 seconds. It's going to chop that up nicely.
And for those that aren't aware, Thermomix is powered by German engineering. I know that sometimes that's a question that we do get asked a lot. It is a German engineered machine. So, and we have over 28 cooking functions and counting. So, oh wow, look at that.
So the beauty of chopping it in the bowl, of course, you're not going to get those garlicky, gingery fingers. Or using a garlic press, you're not going to lose half of your cloves stuck in the holes and you can't get them out.
And who wants a garlic press? It's just more to wash up.
Exactly. I don't have one.
You can tell I'm a bit lazy here, right?
I love garlic. So the next step is the sauces, which I've just pre-weighed into this bowl. So it's 70 grams of tamari or soy sauce, 30 grams of honey, and 2 teaspoons of corn flour and 2 teaspoons of water. And that is it. So all of that goes in. And that is the sauce. And we're going to cook that 3 minutes. And that's it. How easy is that?
It's amazing. That's amazing. So how long did you say it's going to be cooked? Is that for a minute, did you say?
3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Yep.
Wow. Awesome. Well, what we'll do is we might, Eve, is yours still going? It is still going. Well, what we might do, if you cook more
I think
chicken,
it's cold. The ingredients are colder than normal.
Kirsty's
got another
just
minute,
asked if
but
you.
I can do that in the background. So yeah.
All right, awesome. Yeah, so you can absolutely make a double batch of the sauce if you wanted to, especially if you're making more chicken, you're feeding more. So that is the beauty of the Thermomix, is that absolutely you can double up with the sauce. And like we said with the chicken, if you are feeding a bigger crowd. So, all right. Well, thank you, Katie. What we might do then, Kyra, we want to share your amazing recipes?
Okay, let's do it. So I actually videoed mine prior because it's one that goes for about 40 minutes, but it shows you a little bit. So we have cut that down quite a bit. So I'm actually going to share my screen with you and share a video. So please don't hesitate to ask any questions in the chat as we watch the video or ask later. Okay, give me 1 second and we will bring it up. Where is it? Hang on. Where are we? We're here. Let's press play. Hey everyone, welcome. We are going to make the creamy chicken curry with rice. And the rice is actually going to be steamed in these beautiful new rose gold bundt tins that go into your varoma just perfectly. So we just would sit that in like so. All right, so we will get to that part. But yes, very exciting. This is new to Thermomix and we are loving it. So let's get cooking. So I've been asked, we're weighing up our rice. So it says to place a bowl onto the mixing bowl lid, but I'm going to use my simmering basket. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because we want to give our rice a rinse afterwards, and we just want to make sure that the water is clear once we've rinsed it. So it's going to get rid of all of that. Beautiful. I've gone over slightly with that basmati, but it's really, as you know, is not going to hurt it. Okay, so I've rinsed my rice to get rid of all that excess starch. It also separates your rice grains so that you get a bit better result in the end. So if a recipe asks you to rinse your rice, give it a go. Do it, because it will make a difference to what the outcome looks like, the result as such. So now I'm just popping it into another bowl, and we're going to. This is just our 1 litre thermometer, and I'm just going to pop some boiling water just over the top of it, like so.
And I'm just going to pop that aside. You could use any bowl you want to. I just like to use that one because it's a small bowl. So now what I've got in here is my fresh ginger, my garlic, and my chili that I'm about to use. So I'll pop in the ginger and the garlic cloves. And I'm just going to use one green chili. You could use two, you could use a red one if you wanted to, completely up to you. The recipe is yours. I'm going to pop in my measuring cup like so and chop that up for 3 seconds. Beautiful. So it says not to scrape the mixing bowl with this recipe, so we're going to press next, and I'll show you what that looks like. Beautiful, it smells amazing. And we're going to pop in, you know, I'm popping in 2 onions because it says about 200 grams. So I've just cut them into wedges. We're going to pop them in. It is slightly over, but that's fine. We're going to pop in some extra virgin olive oil. I'm using a beautiful one that we were gifted from Cape Shanack when we're on our recent travel down to the Mornington Peninsula, which was gorgeous with Thermomix. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my measuring cup on, but this is new to the TM6. This is our splash guard. I'm going to pop that down there. What that does is allows for the steam to leave the Thermomix bowl itself, but this part is actually covered. The reason for that is we're going to use our high temp, and that's going to caramelize and cook off those onions really beautifully. So now we've got, the time's already set, it's 4 minutes, 30 seconds, and we're popping it onto the high temp sizzle mode. Now I'm just going to let you listen to the sizzle mode because it's quite a bit different. It sounds like a fry pan. Okay. I'll show you what that looks like. Those onions are all sauteed off in that beautiful ginger and garlic and oil and chili. And it says just set this aside to cool for a minute. So you could use your timer on your Thermomix to make sure that you are doing it for a minute. You know, if you wanted to, you can just press on here. It's another feature of our new model, and press play. And it's going to have, oh, that was a second. Let's just do it again. Okay, 1 minute, not a second. So now that's going to count down for me and make that sound when it's done. So what you can do is hit the cross button and just check out what's next, what we're going to do next, so I can be preparing that while that minute's going on. We're going to chop that up in a second. And then we're going to use some of this gorgeous tandoori paste that I've made this afternoon. That is one batch and you can freeze it. So that's what I would suggest you do. But as a consultant, we actually use this tandoori paste at regular demonstrations. So it is kind of handy to have, you can use a tandoori paste from the supermarket, but this is more authentic. It actually will cost you a packet less, and you know exactly what's gone into it. So that's our beautiful tandoori paste ready to go. So let's have a look at our timer. Let's have a look. We're nearly there. Beautiful. So that's cooled down. So I'm just going to confirm that. Get rid of the timer off the screen, and we will move on to our next step, which is to add the 90 grams of tandoori paste. All right. It's, again, smells amazing. A little bit more. And I'm going to pop in some tomato paste. and some salt. I'm just going to go half a teaspoon. And 100 grams of boiling water.
And that amazing little container Kyra was just using now can be bought in the mix shop.
So what we're going to do now is I'm going to drain this, the hot water, the boiling water out of the rice. And we're going to place it into our Varoma dish.
I'm super quick, hey.
I was about to say, Kyra, you're on fast forward.
Yeah, it's going to just evenly spread it around.
I didn't want to bore you with too much of, you know.
Beautiful.
You've done well.
Place it into my Varoma dish. Just pop our lid back on. Pop this up in here, and I'm going to grab the kettle again. And we're going to pour in our 200 grams of boiling water over the top of that rice. Also going to pop some coconut cream in there. How yum is this going to taste? So I'll just pop. Oh, look at that, 40 grams already. And a tablespoon of ghee. So I'm going to jump on and use my scale. So I'm going to override the recipe and I'm going to put in roughly 20 grams or 15 to 20 grams of ghee. So this is ghee that I've bought at the supermarket. But you can actually make it. There's a recipe on Cookie Doodle. You can actually make it yourself by just cooking down some butter, and I've just chosen to make it myself. And we're going to pop in another half a teaspoon of sea salt. And sprinkle. And just going to stir it a little bit just to combine that coconut cream and the butter and the water and the salt. That ghee is melting beautifully. Ghee is something that we introduce. It's clarified butter, and it actually is used quite a lot in Indian cooking. So you will see it on a lot of the Indian style curries and recipes of that nature. So there we go. All right, so we're going to pop on our Varoma lid, and we're just going to cook that off for 16 minutes. And the blade is actually going to go in the reverse, and it's just going to be over the top of our beautiful onions that are down in the base of our bowl. We're just going to move into making more of the actual curry in the base. So I'm going to flip the Varoma lid away from me so I don't end up with a steam bath, and pop that underneath. Okay. Get that off. And that beautiful base to our curry. Smells incredible. And I've just chopped up some chicken, 500 grams of chicken, and we're going to pop that in like so. And okay, so this is where having two bowls is really, really super handy. So I've washed and dried this spare bowl. What I want to do is just hit the home. Now I only mill up my almond meal as I need it. I don't purchase it, which is a huge cost saving. But what you need is a really, really dry bowl. So just flipped that onto speed 9 for a few seconds. And what I'm doing is actually flicking off all the excess water. I don't know if you can see around the outskirts there. There's a little bit of water. I'm going to dry that now with a paper towel. Give me 1 second. So you've got a super dry bowl. And when you're pulling off all that water off the blades of your Thermomix bowl, it's perfect. So what I'm going to do now is literally, it wants 20 grams. So I'm just going to pop in 20 grams of almond. A little bit over, but that's okay. And I can go into my chop function, which is another one of our gorgeous cooking modes on our TM6 that doesn't come on our TM5. And this is like a cheat sheet for all of your chopping functions. So I can go down to my, just looking for our nuts. So almonds, and it says here 100 grams coarsely chopped, 200. So I'm just going to go 100 grams finely ground. There's less than 100 grams in there, and it's already set it up for me as to how long, and I could even weigh the nuts if I wanted to. But as you know, I've just popped in 23 grams and it's set it up. So once I hit set, it actually is already set up everything for me. So I just need to turn the power of the blades right there. And let's take a look at what our almond meal looks like. Now, because it was a smaller amount, we may need to do it a little bit for a little bit longer. So I'm just going to go around to speed 7 again. I sometimes would just do it on speed 9, like you would do for icing sugar, and that would do it at a smaller time. Let's have a look and see what it looks like now. But yes, perfect. So this is our freshly milled almond meal. And then all I need to do is hit the cross and go back to my bookmark, the little green bookmark there, and it's going to take me back to where we're at. So I'm just going to pour in about 21 grams. There's probably a little bit extra in there. Give me a second and I don't want to waste it. Now, if you don't have almonds or you have a nut allergy, you could, of course, use just some corn flour or some plain flour would be fine. This is just used to thicken up our recipe, but it's just a bonus having the extra bowl for times like that. All right, so now we're popping in back to the rest of the recipe. We're back to 230 grams of coconut cream. Now, there's still a little bit left in the tin. What I could do, if I don't use any more of it, is actually pop it into ice cube trays in the freezer and freeze that so that I'm not wasting anything, and I can pop that into a smoothie or into the next lot of Fruity Dream even, and then you're not wasting it. So, or you could use it as a dollop on top of your curry from tonight. So we're going to now place the varoma back into position. Beautiful. And we're going to cook for another 14 minutes. Nearly there. Again, I'm just going to tip that away from me. Look at that beautiful rice. We'll set that down there. Curry. Oh, looks good. Smells even better. All right. So I'm just going to serve some of this rice up. The rice is just cooked perfectly.
That rice was sensational. It's absolutely sensational. with the coconut cream in it. Definitely worth doing again.
I bet it smelled really good too.
Oh, so nice.
Just gonna pop a little bit of, look at that. Delicious, yummy. I hope you give it a go. You can grab the rose gold bundt tins in 2 sizes from the mix shop. So check them out there, and don't forget to pop your consultant at the checkout so that we can continue helping you guys to learn tips and tricks to use your Thermomix more. Bye for now.
It's crazy that the rice cooks in there. Like I can't believe it, even though I'm seeing you do it.
Yeah, it was
Hey everyone,
sorry.
welcome.
Let me stop sharing. Oh my gosh. It was absolutely so beautiful, that rice, because it cooks in with the ghee and the little bit of coconut cream. It just tasted like next level. So, and so light and fluffy. Definitely want to give it a go again, because that was the first time I'd ever cooked it. And we've done the coconut chicken curry many, many times, and we love that. But this one was just next level. It was really, really, really worth making, and I will be making it again for sure. I do think that you could possibly add some extra chicken in there for sure, or maybe some pumpkin if you wanted to. And I even think you could at that last lot of steaming is actually put on the tray on the top, maybe some broccolini or some sliced carrots, or zucchini or something like that. If you wanted something else like green on your plate, I definitely think that would work as well. And I will be giving that a go next time. So, but I really do think it would work.
Thanks, Cara. They looked, I mean, all the dishes look delicious, but especially now that it's getting colder, a nice good curry with rice is just, yeah, amazing.
And the fact that we can now do it together at the same time, that's a big time saver for us, because I know a lot of people that have Thermomixes would do the rice first or do the main dish first and then just put it in their thermoserver. But now we can actually, with the purchase of just a bundt tin, that we could then go on to steam cakes, or there's recipes for rice, there's recipes for all different things with it. I think even like doing your sticky date pudding in there and steaming it in that would be kind of spectacular if you had guests coming over. So there's a lot that we can do with the bundt tins, not just cook our rice. So that's pretty exciting as well.
Yeah, amazing. No, that was great. Thanks, Cara. And yes, your videos are great. And how good is it? Sharon turned around and said she hasn't used the chop function. So that's what we love to hear. We love to hear that you're jumping on these cooking classes and you're learning something new and you're going to walk away with something new. So what we might do is, I can see Katie has got yeah. Just I'm going to spotlight you. There you go. So that is the teriyaki chicken. Amazing.
So good. I'll put some in a bowl with the rice so you can see how it looks all pretty and delicious. Yum, extra sauce. I even got all fancy and put my rice in a little cup to make it
Well,
round.
just like a restaurant.
Only cheaper.
Only cheaper, absolutely. And how many do you think you could feed from that?
The recipe says 4, just with the 250 grams. I'm going to get 3 serves out of that, and that's sticking to the exact quantities that the recipe says. Yeah, I've got like 3 generous serves here. So I'm actually, what I like to do, so pretend I've cooked for all 5 of us. I'll also set up some takeaway containers, and I pop them in the freezer for dinners where I might not be home and cooking, or I feel like, we have a freezer dinner night. So I'll just have everything labeled up in the freezer and everyone can just go choose whatever they want. So if I did extra, then I would container it up and stick it in the freezer, or my kids would take it to work or school the next day for lunches.
And that's what I love always having a chat to you, Katie, because you are always very inventive with and sort of you all experiment with different dishes from
I do, yeah.
Cookie do. And I love the fact that you always have some in your freezer for those nights where you actually just don't want to cook.
When I feel like, going through the drive-through or ringing up whatever Chinese, it's so much cheaper just to go and I think this tastes better. You feel better afterwards. You're eating home cooked dinner. It's there's no regret. Like when you have takeaway, why did I order that? It cost so much and it was rubbish.
Yeah.
I love, Katie, do you love the warm-up mode for warming up your food?
Yeah.
Like your leftovers, your soups, your curries? I know my boys will often, make tacos, and the bolognese sort of taco mix that you make with the mince in it, they will reheat that on the warm-up mode on the TM6, because then it's not zapping all the nutrients out of your food by going in the microwave, but it's all heated up evenly across across the meal. So I love the warm-up mode. I love your people that are photo bombing right now. Hello to those in the background.
The joys of working from home with
I know,
teenage.
if only you could see what I've got going on. We're having floor sanders come tomorrow. My house is in turmoil. So I'm trying to hide everything.
Lucky you've got a Thermomix to keep it simple.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you,
warm-up
Katie.
mode's really cool for on the TM6. Yeah.
Yeah, great. And I often forget about the warm-up mode. So
Oh, we use it on the regular.
there you go. And I think Eve has got her little puddings or custards ready. Is that right?
Yeah, I've already eaten one, but these are so good. So they're just layered, and you can marble it and be fancy if you want. These are just for us. I don't really care, but it's super yummy. So if anyone likes peanut buttercup, Reese's peanut buttercups, what are they called?
Oh,
Reese's
yeah.
Pieces. This is like a custard version of that. So especially with that Lindt Easter bunny, with the chocolate layer, absolutely fantastic. And then I use one of my favorite modes in the background before, which is the pre-clean mode. So I chose fat or caramel pre-clean mode. And so that's pretty much just, it's heated the water. Oops, let me just do this so I don't just kill my laptop. Yeah, so it's pretty much cleaned all that sticky custard off. Just, bit of water, drop of dishwashing liquid, pour it out. Just use your Thermomix brush to, do that. And then you can pop it in the dishwasher if you pull the blades apart if you need to, because it's had egg or dairy. But I mean, as a quick pre-clean to make sure the blades and everything's don't get, messed up, it's fantastic. So definitely there on the TM5 there is a little pre-clean mode, but it just doesn't compare to the 5 options on the TM6. There's a short one, a dough one, universal, the fat or caramel one, and then the browning one, which I'm sure Katie will use to get that caramelization off. You can put a bit of vinegar into to lift that.
You should stop talking now.
Yeah. I know, sorry, I'm recovering from a cold, so it's a bit, my voice is gone. But yeah, these are so good. So definitely try them. If you've got a TM6, or get someone to do, or you can do the adjustment for TM5 for that one too, or TM31 even.
That's really tempting, Eve. I might even go into the kitchen now and make one because I've got all the ingredients. So, but thank you. I know that you haven't been 100%. So, for you to get up and do
apologies.
this.
Yeah, I didn't. My voice is a bit crazy tonight. Thank you.
You can stop talking. Thank you so much. Awesome. Well, I mean, that was just a really short snippet of 3 things that we can make in the TM6 or the Thermomix. We do have another class on tomorrow night, and it's called the Easy Essentials class. That is another virtual class that will go through sort of the basics. So we make a mayonnaise, a bread, a coleslaw, whipped cream, butter, sauteed onions. What else? Cooked mayonnaise, and I said that. Whipped cream, butter, and buttermilk. So that's on tomorrow night. And we can send you a link to that in an email. So what I will do is I'll send you a follow-up email after this with the link to our link tree that has other classes available for you to have a look at. We do have some face-to-face classes coming up, which is really exciting because we know that whilst it's really nice to sit in your PJs with a cuppa from the comfort of your home, it is also really nice to be out and about with us, tasting the food, touching and feeling the Thermomix, smelling the aromas of the machine. So hopefully we have catered for many of you. We've got quite a few coming up at the beginning of June and in the middle of June, face-to-face. And tomorrow we have a virtual class available. So I can put the links to all those classes in an email for you, which will also have the recording. Kyra shared that amazing bunt tin, the rose gold bunt tin. That is actually something that you can also earn if you think that you'd like to do what we do. Like I said at the beginning, we are always looking for consultants to join our team. So if this is something that you think you might like to do, share the love of the Thermomix with others. Have a chat to whoever invited you here, or if you want to stay on and have a chat to us now, you're more than welcome. But that is one of the incentives at the moment that you can earn when you make one sale in your 30 days of becoming a Thermomix consultant. We also have an amazing deal currently where we're offering the business kit for half price. So usually you come on board and you purchase a business kit for $150 and currently at $75. So you have a great opportunity to start your business straight up, start sharing the love of the Thermomix with others, and your buy-in is $75 and you receive over $400 worth of goodies with that business kit. If you'd love to know more, let me know and we can chat about it after this. Or we also have business information sessions on a Wednesday and a Sunday afternoon. But the other thing that, I mean, we have so many amazing things going on at the moment. The other thing that we haven't really talked about is the trade up. So at the moment, we have a great campaign where anyone that is thinking about trading up their TM5 to a TM6, we have a great offer on at the moment. So that is going until the 18th of June. And we do have the opportunity to trade up so you get your brand new TM6, but then you have the choice of keeping your TM5, gifting it, or sending it back to head office. So we're finding a lot of our customers are upgrading, buying the TM6 for themselves, and then gifting that TM5 to maybe one of their older children who have moved out of the house, or to one of their relatives. So if that's something that you're also considering, have a chat to one of your consultant. If you don't have one, let us know and we can put you in touch with someone local. But that is a really great offer at the moment. So then I think Eve talked about, or no.
Sorry, Nat, did you say how much that was? Don't we get a discount and a bowl blade and lid set with it as well?
Yeah,
With
there you go. Go for it. You can... Yeah, go for it, Kyra. Sorry, I was just...
Yeah. So what else is exciting about that is not only do you get the choice of keeping or trading up your Thermomix, but you can actually get a $300 discount on the current price. So instead of paying $2,579, you'd be paying $2,279. But you will also receive an extra bowl blade and lid set worth $395. So essentially you're getting close to $700 discount in a way. And you get your extra 6 months of Cookie Do subscription for free when you actually upgrade. So there's just bonuses happening everywhere. So it's never been done before. We don't know if they'll ever do it again. And it's just an exciting way, because I know some of my customers that have already purchased were like, oh, I don't really want to let go of my 5, because I'm feeding an extra family, like the bigger family, so I can have the rice cooking in one and I can cook the main course in the new 6. So like they're holding on to their TM5s. And then there's others have said, oh, my daughter's just left to go to Sydney to university, so she's going to take the TM5 with her and I'll keep the TM6 on my bench. So there's lots of reasons why you would want to upgrade. And if you do want any more information, all of your consultants will be keen to hear from you. Yeah, we'd love to be able to help you get the most value from your TM6 as well. Or just keep with your TM5 and we'll look after you with your TM5. But Honestly, this deal has never been done before, so it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, thank you, Cara. I was rambling on that I actually totally forgot to give everyone the price. So there you go. So yes, we talked about the host reward, the cook key, the $29 BBL offer, the trade up offer, the half price business kit, and the cooking classes that we have coming up. But also another great way to use your Thermomix and love your Thermomix is to keep having cooking demonstrations or demos. I remember when I used to be out there in the field as a consultant, I would have this one host who would regularly have demonstrations or demos. And every time I'd leave, she would turn around and say, Nat, I've learned something new again. And I love the fact that every time she had a demo, she was learning something new. And that's what we want you to do. We want you to keep learning. We want you to keep loving your Thermomix. So if it's been a while since you've had a demo, pick up that phone and let your consultant know that you'd love to have a demo. You might want to see the high heat or the beautiful pudding custard that Eve made, or the curry that Kyra made, or the teriyaki chicken that Katie made. Whatever it may be, we're all here to support you, and we'd love for you to really enjoy your Thermomix. So if you sort of haven't used it in a while, pick up that phone and we can come over and get you using it again as well. So I thought this class would run for an hour and a half, but we've actually pumped it out in an hour. Well done, ladies. If you've loved what you've seen tonight, like I said, it was just a snippet, just to show you the TM6 and some of its functions. We are showing more tomorrow night and the next couple of weeks in our face-to-face classes. So please come along to those. And if you'd like to stay on and ask any questions, we will stay on for another couple of minutes. But I really appreciate you all jumping on this Wednesday night. And we hope that you walked away with some hints and tips, or some inspiration to go and cook one of those curries or the custard or the teriyaki chicken in your Thermomix. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Thanks, everyone.